Hi there, welcome back with me, Kim from wp-config.php. In this video, we are going to learn how we can downgrade our WordPress website to the older versions. In this video, we are going to downgrade WordPress 5.1 to WordPress 4.9.9 versions. So let's get started. So please do not follow or do not continue this video before you actually having a backup of your WordPress website. The link to backup you can find below this video. So our scenario will be mostly like that we've updated our WordPress website to the latest versions of WordPress currently. In my case, I've updated my WordPress website to the newest WordPress versions when this video is recorded. That I can find out when I'm logged into my WordPress dashboard, and then in the At a Glance sections, I'll see that my WordPress website is running WordPress 5.1 version. I've basically also updated all of my themes and plugins. So if I go to plugins and install plugins, I see all of my plugins are updated and activated. So say now you've updated your WordPress website to the WordPress 5.1 or newer. And then what you want to do is you want to create a new post, and you'll see the new WordPress blog editor or Gutenberg. And then you are like, oh my god, I would like to go to my previous text editor or classic editor. So after seeing WordPress new blog editor, and then if you want to have your previous text editor, you do not have to downgrade your WordPress website. What you can do is if you go to the top left of your dashboard screen, so in the WordPress logo over there, and then you go to About WordPress link, you will see the About WordPress 5.1 that we are currently using. You can read complete information about the current WordPress versions, and then if you scroll down, WordPress 5.1 allows us to use the Classic Editor by installing the Classic Editor plugin. So before you actually downgrade your WordPress versions, try Classic Editor first. So click on Install the Classic Editor plugin, then you will see this page. Click on Install Now button and click on Activate button. Once the Classic Editor plugin is activated, try to create a new post. Now you'll see the text editor that you are familiar with. Unless, of course, you change the Classic Editor settings, and that you can find if you hover on Settings and then choose on Writing setting. These two options are from Classic Editor plugin setting. So unless you change this, you'll see every time when you create new posts, you'll see the Classic Editor as you are familiar with them in the previous WordPress version. So actually, you do not need to downgrade your WordPress versions if you just want to have your Classic Editor post or page editor. So I encourage you to try the Classic Editor plugin first if you want to have the Classic Text Editor. If you are happy with this, then you can keep this Classic Editor plugin so that you can run the latest versions of WordPress, yet you can still use the Classic Text Editor. So that's it about the Classic Editor plugin. And next, let me now quickly deactivate and uninstall Classic Editor plugin, because the purpose of this video is that we're going to learn how we can downgrade our WordPress version. So the Classic Editor plugin is deactivated and deleted. Now it's time to learn how to downgrade our WordPress versions if you must do. So here is what I would do first. First step, install the Maintenance Mode plugin. So click on the Add New under the Plugins. And then in the plugin search input box, type in Maintenance. So here we see many. And I encourage you to install plugins that is already tested with your WordPress version, if that is available. So I'm going to choose this WP Maintenance Mode plugin. So let's click on Install Now button. Then let's click on Activate. So now that WP Maintenance Mode plugin is activated, let's go to its settings. Right here, you can modify the other settings, but for now, I'm just going to click on Activated Status to activate the maintenance mode. Then click on Save Settings. Once the settings is saved, now let's visit our front end of our website. Now, of course, we can access everything. However, if you use New Incognito window on Chrome, and then paste your URL in, this is what your visitors see your website. So it's on the maintenance mode, exactly like what we want. So once you have your maintenance mode on, then on the dashboard, let's click on Plugins and click on Add New. And then here we're going to search for WP Downgrade. And you'll see many of them, but this one that I would install, so the one from this riser ticker. So at the time when I record this video, this plugin is still untested with my versions of WordPress, and that is because I'm using the really new WordPress 5.1. So I hope when you watch this video, this plugin is already tested so that it can help you. However, if you watch this video and it still does say that it is untested with our version of WordPress, then I encourage you to skip these sections and watch the next sections in the video description so you can go straight away to manually downgrade your WordPress website version. So say now that this plugin is already tested with our version of WordPress so that we can install just to demonstrate how this plugin will help you. So let's click on Install now. And then activate the plugin. When it's activated, let's go to its settings. Right here in the WordPress target versions input box, we'll type in the versions of WordPress that we want to have. So click on the WP releases to see the WordPress files archive. In this page, you're going to search the WordPress versions that you want to have. In this video, we want to downgrade to WordPress 4.9.9. So let's type in 4.9.9. Then click on Save Changes. So when everything runs successfully, if you hover on Dashboard and then select on Home, we'll see our WordPress target versions, which actually should be 4.9.9. However, because this plugin was not tested, so it seems that it does not work right now. You can also go to About WordPress page on the WordPress icon and select About WordPress to see the versions of WordPress that you are using, which in our case should be versions 4.9.9. So that was just to demonstrate how this plugin can help you if it functions. If until today this plugin does not work, do not worry, we'll still be able to downgrade our WordPress versions manually. So before we actually want to downgrade our WordPress versions manually, let me quickly deactivate and delete the WP Downgrade plugin. So now let's go to the About WordPress again and see that we are still using 5.1. So to downgrade our WordPress versions manually, the first step is we're going to access our WordPress files directory. So you can either use FTP client or accessing it with cPanel access. In this video, I'll use cPanel access because to me it's faster. So I'll log in quick to my cPanel of my web host. So now that we are logged into our cPanel, basically most cPanel will look similar. So this is how my cPanel look like from HostGator. So the next thing that we want to do is downloading WordPress versions that we want to downgrade to. In order to do so, let's type in WordPress archive on our browser or any search engine's input box or search engine search input box. We'll see wordpress.org/download/releases. Let's go to this URL. Right here, we'll download the versions 4.9.9. So click on the zip link to download the zip file of this version. So it depending on your computer configuration, mine it's extracted automatically. If yours has not been extracted, then you need to extract this .zip file. I believe you have to double click it to extract the files. Once your .zip file is extracted, you'll see WordPress folder. So first of all, let's delete the WordPress.zip file. Then let's open the WordPress folder. So basically, these files are WordPress 4.9.9 versions core files. And then right here, this is very important. What we want to do is we're going to delete wp-content. Delete that. And then wp-config.php, we're going to delete that as well. So again, very important, make sure that you do not have wp-content folder because that will contain your images and themes. If you override your current one with the new one, your images will be just gone. So please make sure that you do not have this wp-content folder on this WordPress folder. So once we are sure that we do not have wp-content folder, we're going to select all of these files and then right-click and then click on Compress. So basically, we want to create .zip file with these files and folders. Now, I'm sorry, I'm not sure how to do that in Windows operating system, but I guess you have that feature as well. So this is the archive.zip file. Once we have that, move this .zip file in the desktop. So now we're going to delete this WordPress folder. Move that to the trash. Now we have only archive.zip. And then I'm going to rename this. So basically this step is optional. You do not have to rename this, but I'll just still rename this file. So I'm just going to just type in wp and .zip. Then the next step is open your browser, close this tab, and we'll go to the cPanel main home again. And then we'll go to Files and look for File Manager. Then you're going to search where you install your WordPress website. So mine, I've installed it under the public_html. I know that my WordPress website files are located on this place. Then what we're going to do is we're going to upload our .zip file. So click on Upload button. So before we're going to upload our file, first is we go to our dashboard because I almost forgot. So go to Plugins and Install Plugins. And now we're going to deactivate all of our plugins except of the Maintenance Mode plugin. So select on this plugin checkbox, then scroll down to deselect the Maintenance Mode plugin. So once we've deselected the Maintenance Mode plugin and review all of our plugins, and then click on Bulk Actions and click on or select on Deactivate. Click on Apply. So every plugins are deactivated. The next thing that we want to do now, upload our files. So click on Select Files and then navigate to the wp.zip file that we've just created and click on Open. So once we're done, let's go back to our WordPress root directory, and there it is. Now we should see our wp.zip file. There it is. If you do not see this, click on Reload button on the top. So next is we're going to select this wp.zip file and then click on Extract button. Usually you are also able to use the right click, something like this, and then click on Extract button. So let's do that. And then leave everything as is unless you've installed WordPress in another directory. So let's click on Extract Files. And to review this file, we're going to delete the Mac OS X folder or file and then click on Close. So if you do not use Mac operating system, you will not have that. So I'm just going to select that file and right click this and select on Delete. I want to skip the trash. Confirm. So scroll down again, and now we're going to delete this wp.zip file. I want to skip the trash as well. So now we've basically uploaded or override all of the WordPress 5.1 files with WordPress 4.9.9 files. So let's go back to our WordPress dashboard. Now we should be able to refresh this page. And every time we update it or downgrade our WordPress files, we need to update our WordPress database. So let's click on Update WordPress Database and click on Continue. So now we are no longer using WordPress 5.1. That we can see if we go to About WordPress, and now we are using 4.9.9. The next step that you want to do is, of course, you're going to go to Plugins and Install Plugins, and you're going to enable all of your plugins or one by one and see whether your plugin will actually work with 4.9.9. So I'm just going to select everything and deselect this WP maintenance mode, and then select on bulk actions and click on Activate, click on Apply button. And now, of course, we want to test our website. So visit our site and see if our site works as usual. So now that I know that my site functions as usual, I'll go to my dashboard. Now, the next thing that we want to do is we want to deactivate our maintenance mode. So let's click on this Deactivate link. So select on Deactivate it and then click on Save Settings. So now we're going to test it again. So copy our URL, go to File, New Incognito window on Chrome, and paste our URL and see if our site is still working. Yes, it's still working now. So I'm happy with this, for example. And then I'll go back to my admin dashboard and go to my all installed plugins under the plugins admin menu. So ideally, our manual downgrade process will run successfully. However, things can happen, and if, for example, one of your plugin is now causing trouble after the manual upgrade, then I encourage you to visit the support forum. How can we find the support forum? For example, we'll use Akismet. For example, this plugin is causing trouble. Then in your all installed plugins page, you're going to see the few details together with the plugins descriptions. Click this link. Then you'll see all details about the specific plugin. For example, with the Akismet, you'll see the link that says WordPress.org plugin page. Click that link and click on Support tab, and you are now in the Support plugin page, in this case Akismet. So that is how you can contact the WordPress plugin developer unless they are premium plugins. So now that we've done the manual downgrading process of our WordPress versions, the last thing that we want to do is we want to enable to receive the security updates while we are using the older versions of WordPress. So first, let's go to our home dashboard. In our dashboard homepage, anytime when the WordPress newest version is released, we'll see the WordPress, whatever the version is available notification. And at the moment, we are using WordPress 4.9.9. Now the thing is, we want to still receive the security updates even though we are using the older versions than the current version. So to enable the security updates, let's go to our cPanel or access your WordPress directory using FTP client. Then we'll go to our file manager, locate wp-config.php and open this by right-clicking this file and click on Edit button. Next, we'll search for WordPress Automatic Updates key phrase in your preferred search engine. Locate the WordPress codex for configuring automatic background updates. Click that URL. And what we want to do is we're going to copy this line of code. Once we've copied our code, let's go back to our wp-config.php and then we'll add a comment. Basically, this is a comment, so you know what line of code that you add beneath this comment in your wp-config.php file next time when you open this file. Then, beneath this line of comment code, we're going to paste the code that we've just copied. If necessary, replace the single quotes that you type yourself using your keyboard. Then we'll delete this true wording and replace it with 2 single quotes. And then in between, we'll type in minor. Click on Save Changes button. This will basically enable your WordPress websites to still receive the security updates and other minor updates, even though we are using the older version. So once we've done editing our wp-config.php, copy our URL, open new incognito window of Chrome, and paste our URL in. If you are able to access your front end and back end of your WordPress website, then it means that we've copied and pasted the correct code in our wp-config.php. So now we can log out from our cPanel if we want to and refresh our WordPress dashboard. We've successfully downgrading WordPress 5 or newer to WordPress 4.9.9. And yet we are still able to receive the security and other minor updates from WordPress. So thank you so much for watching this video so far, and please like this video if it was useful for you and share, and I will really appreciate this. Take care of yourself and see you in the next video. Goodbye for now.